New wheels of change keep rolling, e-bikes and scooters flowing. Active minds and hearts are growing. Together we keep going. Together we keep going.
Ever seen a kid just like absolutely shredding it on their bike?
Yeah.
Like down the sidewalk, totally in control. It's like, how are they doing that?
Yeah. It's amazing. Right.
Like they're mini cycling pros.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about today.
Yes.
We're unlocking that kind of magic in this deep dive.
Absolutely. And we're not talking training wheels or anything.
No.
This is like next level riding skills, the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that makes a
That's
difference
anyone, really, right?
at any age, any skill level.
It's true. Because we're diving into Module 6 of the New Wheels of Change project.
Yes.
And it is really about taking riding from, okay, I can stay upright, to I can handle anything.
Exactly.
Which is pretty cool when you think about it.
It is. And this module, it's designed for kids 6 to 14.
Okay.
But honestly, the
Yeah, yeah.
skills in here, pure gold for any cyclist. I don't care who you are.
If you want to up your riding game,
Yes.
this is the stuff to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Module 6 is called Mastering Riding Skills.
Okay.
And it's all about building confidence control, like we've been saying, through, and this is key, hands-on practice.
Oh, absolutely.
They even suggest setting up obstacle courses, which I love.
And not just any obstacle course. We're talking about like
Yeah, like real deal.
challenges.
Yeah.
Push those bike handling skills. Like they talk about riding over wooden slats
Oh, interesting.
to like mimic different terrains,
Ooh, I like that.
or even conquering, and this one I love, a chicken ladder.
A chicken ladder.
Yes.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that one. I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so picture this, right? You got these two long pieces of wood
Okay.
laid parallel on the ground with spaces in between.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's basically like a ladder for chickens.
Okay.
That's where the name comes from. It might sound silly,
Yeah, a little bit.
but riding over that kind of uneven surface,
Yeah.
it does wonders for their balance and coordination.
That's really cool. I would never have thought of that.
It's a good one.
So it's like simulating those real-world challenges.
Yes.
But in a safe environment where it's okay to kind of like mess up.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what's so brilliant about this whole module.
Yeah.
It's not just telling kids what to do.
Yeah.
It's like they give them the tools and techniques
Yeah.
to experience those like aha moments for themselves.
Yes.
You know?
It's like that feeling when you finally figure out how to ride without your hands as a kid.
Yes.
Like pure magic.
The best.
And speaking of which, level 3 of this module
Okay.
is all about one-handed control,
Ooh, very nice.
which is, I mean, that's huge.
It is huge because we're not just talking about signaling turns here.
No.
We're talking about like imagine
Yeah.
reaching for your water bottle
Right.
or adjusting your helmet or even, signaling a turn, obviously.
Yeah.
But like without breaking a sweat.
Right. And without veering off the, into a tree.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Smooth, controlled.
So to me, that's the kind of confidence that takes you from, casual rider to like, I got this.
Absolutely. You graduate to a whole new level.
Yes, she said.
And that confidence, it comes from like truly understanding like how your bike moves and responds to your input.
Yeah.
Which brings us to like the heart of cycling mechanics, gears.
Okay, yes, because level 1
It's
is
there.
all about gearing up.
Yes.
And I'm going to be honest, even as an adult who, considers myself a cyclist,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure I understand how gears actually work.
You and everyone else. I mean, it's one of those things we just kind of like take for granted. We
Yeah.
know they're there. We know they help us.
They make it easier or harder,
Exactly.
depending on what you're doing.
But how they actually work, it's a mystery.
Yeah.
But this module, I gotta say, they break it down beautifully.
Really?
Yeah, they explain the mechanics in a way that honestly, even a kid, a child can grasp it.
So it's not just about pedaling harder. It's about
Right.
understanding how those different gears interact with the terrain, which is huge.
It's massive.
Yeah.
It's about like giving the rider the power to make smart choices.
Okay.
For a smoother ride, more efficient, whether you're
Yeah.
going uphill, cruising on flat ground.
Right. Like it actually gives you a reason why you would shift.
Exactly. And then you're not just like randomly
Yeah.
clicking through gears, hoping for the best, which I think we've all done at some point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is, okay, so now I'm starting to see why this module
Yeah.
is so valuable even for experienced riders. Because it's like going back to the basics.
Yes. Fundamental.
And building that solid foundation of understanding.
Yes. And you know what? Once you have that foundation,
Yeah.
you can start pushing those limits, which is where level 4 comes in, launching into action.
Ah, yes, the quick start.
Yeah.
Remember that feeling
Oh, yeah.
of finally mastering that as a
The
kid?
best. Right.
Like,
Pure exhilaration.
you feel like you can take off.
You feel like you're flying. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
It's interesting, though, because the module, it doesn't just focus on, like, going fast.
Right.
They emphasize, like, starting efficiently
Yeah.
and safely, which I think is really important.
Sure.
They even break down, like, which leg to start with for, like, maximum leverage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like your power leg. They talk about the power leg.
Small detail, but I bet it makes a big difference.
Huge. Huge difference.
See, and that's what I love. Like, they're instilling those good habits early on.
Early. Muscle memory, get it? Like,
Yes.
ingrained in the brain from the beginning.
Exactly. Because it's those little things that can prevent, accidents down the line.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, let's talk about braking.
Okay, yes.
Because it is kind of important.
Important.
Level 5, braking like a pro.
Love it.
This is huge.
It's huge because it dives deep into all those nuances
Okay.
of stopping power.
Okay, so we're talking front versus rear brakes,
Yeah.
different surfaces, and just how to avoid those, like
Yeah.
panics,
Yeah.
slam on the brakes.
The death grip,
Yeah.
white knuckle, everything.
Oh, which we've all done.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest, we've all had those near misses, whether it's a squirrel,
Always the squirrels.
right, or, a car door suddenly opening.
Yep. Yep. Those are the worst.
Okay, so I have to ask, front versus rear brakes,
Okay.
is there really a right way to use them?
That's a great question because,
Because I feel like I've been doing it wrong my whole life.
well, you're not alone. Like most people
Yeah,
learn to ride a bike, but nobody ever tells you like why you do the things you do.
right.
It's almost like it's not just about like, passing a cycling test or something.
Yeah.
It's like understanding how the physics work to make you a better rider.
Right.
Safer, all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. It's all connected.
Okay, so spill the secrets. What is the deal with front versus rear brakes?
Okay, so think about it this way.
Yeah.
When you're like, you slam on your brakes.
Yeah. Your bike wants to keep going forward.
Yes.
Right.
Like inertia and...
Inertia. That's
whatnot.
exactly it.
Okay.
So when you use your front brake, especially if you're doing it forcefully, all that momentum,
Yeah.
it's going forward, right? And that transfers the weight onto the front wheel,
Okay.
which gives you more stopping power.
So it's like adding even more force
exactly.
to that front wheel right when you need it most.
Right, because you're pushing down on it, the weight of the bike is shifting forward.
Okay, so this is making more sense.
Good.
But then I've also heard, and this is where I get tripped up,
Yeah.
is that using the front brake, it can lock up more easily.
Yes. And it's because of that same weight transfer. Because if you use too much front brake,
Yeah.
all the weight shifts forward so suddenly that that rear wheel doesn't have as much contact with the ground.
Okay.
And then you're on a slip and slide.
Ah, okay. So it's all about like that balance.
Finding that sweet spot.
Like so much in cycling. It's like
It's all about balance, yes. It's like how much pressure you put on the pedals, like where your weight is on the bike.
it all makes a difference.
Okay.
And that's what this module really emphasizes.
Okay.
It's giving you the power to make informed choices about braking,
Okay.
about shifting,
Yeah.
about your bike handling, not just like,
Right.
oh, I hope this works,
Right. And you're not just reacting all the time.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good.
Like you're one step ahead.
So by the end of Module 6,
Yes.
these kids, they're practically like cycling gurus.
Yeah, well, they're on their way. But it's not just the technical skills. It's
No.
like they have that unshakable confidence
Right.
because they understand how to handle their bike.
And that confidence, like we've been saying, that translates into safer, more enjoyable rides.
It does, absolutely, for
slopes.
years and years to come.
It makes you wonder, like, what other kind of hidden gems
Right.
are tucked away in these new wheels of change materials?
I know. It's so cool. It's like every time we dig into a new module.
There's like a whole new layer of like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's true. And I love how, like you said, this is, even for experienced riders,
Absolutely.
there's always something new to learn. And I think sometimes
Yes.
we can get stuck in our ways
100%.
and think, oh, I know how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
But clearly, there's always...
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine tuning, all that.
So speaking of insights,
Yes.
we would love to hear from you,
Yes.
our listeners.
The people.
Yes. What are some aha cycling moments you've had, or maybe
Just-
skills you're like, oh, I'm still working on that.
Right. It's that constant process of, like you said, fine-tuning and learning and upping your game.
It never ends, and that's part of the fun.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So, if you are feeling inspired to maybe brush up on your own skills, or who knows, maybe set up a chicken ladder obstacle course
Yes.
in your backyard, be sure to check out the new Wheels of Change project materials.
All the info's there.
It's all there. Tips, activities, everything. Become a better cyclist.
Exactly. And who knows, you might just inspire some younger riders along the way, right?
That's what it's all about.
Pass it on. Exactly. Well, until next time, everybody,
Happy riding.
happy riding.
New wheels of change keep rolling, e-bikes and scooters flowing, active minds and hearts are growing, together we keep going, together we keep going.